Welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us. Well, after being on the ground for 19 years, Transport Minister is announcing that Ghana's defunct airline will be back in the air. It's Ghana Airlines. This is after we're told that the national carrier, following the decision to award Ashanti Airlines and its operational and financial partner, Zotus Group, a tender to commence business. He's been announcing it at a media press briefing today at the Information Ministry.
Ghana Airways, it will fly again. I think government took a decision to join the private sector to make sure that we have a national carrier. I can tell you that, you see, in some of these matters, it is not an event, it's a process that we need to go through. And I think that I've realized that in this country, anytime that once come out and say the government is doing it, they want to see it tomorrow. Yes, I think the enthusiasm is there, but it is not possible. You need to go through the processes. Even procurement alone, even going through the system, you need to, if you jump one, you cannot. It's going to be a problem. But so far, I can tell you that the proponent have done so well. Madam Chief Director was just whispering into my ears that they've gone through all the processes because they needed to go through the processes. GCL and GCA, the regulator, to make sure that it is well grounded. And Mr. Charles Kweku told me the other day that they certified all the requirements. They are going to launch their logo. My information from them is that by the end of April or May, they will start selling their tickets. And by June, July, you will see a national airline, Ghana Airlines, flying in the sky. Inshallah, it shall be well.
Well, let's bring in the chairman of the Transport Committee of Parliament, Honorable Kennedy Nyako. We are grateful for your time here on Joy News Prime. So this is good news, already attracting a lot of talk on social media. But let me find out, since you head that Transport Committee in Parliament, what more do we know about Ghana Airways or Ghana Airline flying?
Well, thank you very much, and a very good evening to your cherished viewers. Well, government since 2019 have been trying to find a way to resurrect the Ghana International Airline. So government has been receiving several proposals. Finally, government settled on a local company, that is Ashanti Airline, which has been selected so far to as the airline to carry the national flag again. So that is what is happening now, and I know they've gone through all the process that they need to go through. They've attained all the certification, and if nothing happens and all things being equal, by June, July, we should see an international airline which will start with the domestic, and then gradually we go to the sub-region, then finally we will start flying to the international market. So that is what is happening now. But I think it's a good news for the country because for almost 13 years after the collapse of the Ghana International Airline, all successive governments have tried to resurrect it or trying to bring back the national carrier. All have put for trial, but under President Akufo-Addo, finally we are going to have one which is going to be managed by a private investor, a private company which owns 90% shares of the company. Government will only have 10% equity stake or shares in the business because if you look at the share structure of Ghana International Airlines 17 years ago, government was holding almost about 70% of the shares. And if you know when government holds it's running or is the majority shareholder, you know how things are run in this country. It didn't help the country at all, and virtually the company collapsed. This time around, I think we have redefined it, and we want government involvement and interferences in the management of the airline to be minimized.
Okay.
If not even taken up completely, to be minimized. That is why government stake in the running of the new airline will be about 10%, and that's all. What it means is that the company or the new airline will be run by a private individual or a private company or investor without any interference from the government. So That is a good news for the country.
Well,
and I hope
that's a point you've made very clearly, Mr. Nyakose, if you can hear me. So
yes.
This company that we're talking about, Ashanti Airlines, what really is the track record of this company in that sector? The concern, however, also is the fact that this 90-10% that we talk about, then how national is this airline? It's just a private business, isn't it?
Well, government, once government has a share in it, it means they can carry the name, the national airline name on it. Government has a stake in it. That's the government equity contribution. So once government has a stake in it, definitely they can carry it is the stake that they are carrying that is giving government that kind of 10% equity in the business. Government is not putting any money in it. Government is not putting any money in the business. Government believes that once it is carrying using the name Ghana Airline, its contribution in the business, and that has given government that 10% shareholding in the business, and that is the best way we can that's the best way or the approach you can go about it, because it's not as if we have not had national carriers before. We had the first one, Ghana. It collapsed. We came out. After that, we came with the Ghana International Airline.
And that also collapsed.
Why did it collapse? Because government was virtually, was the biggest, the highest shareholder. And you know how things are done in this country when government is the shareholder of a business. You know how things are done. So it didn't help the country. So now it's a private company that is going to put its money in it, 100% money in the business, and give government 10%. Then we should be happy about it.
Well, but finally, before I let you off, I'm sure that this issue about, we've had it twice and it all went defunct at some point. I'm guessing that your committee, the Transport Committee in Parliament, has done a lot of work making sure that we do not go back to square one after this airline hopefully takes off in July.
That this airline will come and stay like other airlines, like British Airways and the other ones that are flying Emirates, and we pray that this airline will come and stay for good. And I like the approach that they are taking. They don't want to launch everything omnibus together. They want to do it on gradual and incremental basis. So they will start with the domestic, fly and see how the patronage will build on the brand. I heard you saying that they don't have any track of. Yes, they might not. It's a new company. The name might sound a new company to you. Ashanti Airline, you've not heard it before. It was registered just recently. But they are using experts in the industry. I had the opportunity to sit in a meeting where the one that they have recruited to manage the entire airline is somebody that has 35 years experience in the industry. One of the best in the world that you can get. That is the person that we have recruited so far to manage. So as for getting the experts in the industry to run or fly the airline for you, it's not a problem. So the name, I don't think, they might not have an old name in the system that somebody can say, this airline have been around. But it is going to be run and managed by expertise, people who have been in the industry for 30 years and 35 years above. And that is where we have to focus and put our attention, because these are seasoned people who know the nooks and crannies of the industry, and they will, with their little help and prayer, I'm sure they will be able to do a good job, and they will carry the national flag, and all of us will be happy.
Thank you so much. And that's Kennedy Nyakose, is the chairman for the Roads and Transport Committee in Parliament. Let me bring in an aviation analyst, expert in that sector, Dr. Isaac Akparibu. We're grateful for your time here on Joy News Prime. Well, two key issues come up for me. Issue about feasibility of, starting this airline in July, and then also the issue about safety, considering that this company, we are told, Ashanti Airlines, may not have the track record that many travelers will be looking out for. What do you think? Hello, Dr. Akparibu.
I think I lost connection. I'm currently outside Accra, so my network is not...
We appreciate your time. Yeah. So I was asking about the issue about safety and then also feasibility. You are an expert in that area. We're told that by July, all things being equal, we should start, or we should get this national airline, that's Ghana Airline. But looking at the track record of this company, also Ashanti Airlines, appears they have no track record in that area, at least with the national carrier. Should we be worried? Okay. It appears that internet is not our friend. He mentioned that he's in an area that there's no connection. So we've been hearing from the transport minister mentioning that by July, Ghana Airlines will be airborne. We know that we've tried it the first time, Ghana Airways, it went defunct. And then we had another one during the era of President Kufuor. Now we are told that by July, July, everything will be set for the national airline, Ghana's national airline, to take off. We've been interacting with the chairman of the Roads and Transport Committee of Parliament. Dr. Paribu, glad to have you back. So I was asking for your take on issues about feasibility and safety.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And like you rightly mentioned, our issue is in the aviation community is the track record of the two companies. The Zotos Group, which is based in the UK, and then Ashanti Airline, and then the group in Ghana merged to form Ashanti Airlines. Now, I wonder what criteria or metrics government use to select these two companies. If I go to the UK or in the US and I say, oh, I want to go to space, what they will ask me first is, have you been to space before? If I go there and I say, well, I want to take someone to space, they'll ask me, oh, have you been to space before? You know, that would be the first criteria that or question they will ask. So these two companies, Zotus, the company in the UK was formed in 2021. They have no track record in aviation whatsoever. And then the company in Ghana also has no track record. I heard your previous speaker mentioned that they've hired the best in the industry and blah, blah, blah. No, aviation is not that way. You know, aviation today is not like in the 50s or 60s in the era of the Ghana Airways time. Now the profit margins are very, very small. And you need to balance that with safety. And to make things safe, you need to spend so much. And because of that, your margins are going to be very, very small. You know, so it doesn't matter bringing the best people in the industry to manage the airline. We think that the company that government selected, their track record in the aviation industry is basically non-existent. And I'm very doubtful that by July, this airline is going to fly.
Well, thankfully, you've addressed the issue about feasibility as well. So I'm sure that we still have time to correct our wrongs. Is that possible?
Yeah, that's possible. I think government, they need to do more feasibility studies. The routes out of Accra are not so profitable. Lufthansa, there are several airlines that came into the market and then they had to leave, you know. So government can really look at it. And then I think the best way to go about this is to select a company that is already in the industry. Africa World has already done so much, both domestic and regional flights. They could have had like a joint venture and then start this airline, or even Askai or in and Egypt Air and then some other, I think Ethiopian Air, were part of the companies that tendered for this contract, and all of them were not selected. You know, so I think government still need to have a look at it. The aviation industry is not like just setting up a VIP transport company, you know, so we need to rethink, and I hope government is not putting any money into this venture.
That's what we are told, that government is not putting any money. But this is an issue we'll get to interrogate further subsequently with you. Dr. Isaka Paribu, we are grateful for your time here on Joy News Prime.